And the basement, we're the only ceramics class right now, so the basement is ours. It doesn't belong to anybody else. So if you want to come in,
is it cold down there?
It can be a little cold. I have I always bring my like fuzzy slippers because my toes get cold, but sometimes they turn on the heat, and when the heat's on, it's warm, pretty gosh darn warm. Um, for the most part, I think it stays about 76, 78. Um, but if it starts to get colder outside, we'll turn the heat on, and it'll be a nice 82. And you know, you've got free access to all the tables. If you want to just come in and like use one of the big tables for your other work, that's fine by me. I don't care. Nobody else is using the tables, and they're really nice and big. You can really put your piece of paper out and just have at it. Let's see, what else? If you do work from home, all the slips and stuff are going to be on the black rolling cart near the big shelves. Oh, that's what I remember. So if you are working from home and you need connection slip, so how to make slip is the sort of thing we're going to think about right now. Slip is very easy to make, and it's important for glue. So if you want to make some slip at home, easy peasy. I've got a little whisk here, but you can use like a fork. I just get some of these like leftover tidbits, put it in a little water. You're just going to crush it up a little bit and really just give it a solid stir. And what we're looking for is it to be a little bit pasty. So if it's still a little too liquid, you know, get some more little bits. And I would just, if you've got like a little Tupperware or something, just a small little container, just add a little water to it every couple of days just to keep it moist. And you can use this all semester because a little goes like a long way. But yeah, so it's kind of like a thick, I don't know if you can see, it sort of encompasses my nail. And that's perfect. That's ready to go. And that's something that I should have shown you earlier, but now that you know, you can make all kinds of slip at your own convenience. So remember our TerraSig tile that we added all that water to? Remember how brittle or solid it was? Like here's a dry, it's from the same piece. I can crack it right in half. Because I've added all this TerraSig, it is now like super flexible. Look at that. It's not even cracking. So just keep that in mind when you go to adding on your paint. You are adding water back into the clay, so it will try to rehydrate it. So that's why we don't want to add our TerraSig while the pot is still super wet, because if this was super wet and I went to, you know, burnish it, it would just go right through. Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that is everything. Is there anything anything y'all want to see, any demos that you want me to redo while we're still in class period? Yes, Maya, it does. So once your TerraSig is dried, that's when you're going to burnish. Because if I were to try to burnish this right now while it's wet, it's all going to come off on my spoon. And it's not going to get that nice glossy. And all I'm doing is pushing it. No. So as soon as it's dry, you can burnish whenever. So there's no rush on burnishing. So I would say, you know, when you've got it to that leather hard stage and you've put your TerraSig on, let it dry for a couple hours. You can put it back on the shelf and come back to it the next day. You can TerraSig when it's bone dry if you want. Now, the risk with that is you might snap your piece, but it doesn't matter. As soon as your TerraSig is on, when it's dry, you can burnish whenever you feel like it. So there's no rush on that.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So, you probably mentioned this earlier. I'm sorry, this week has been so hectic. But on Wednesdays, since it's work days, we can come in to the lab and everything. And will you be there?
Yeah. I will be. Honestly, like, you want some truth? I'm here. I'm here every day almost.
Okay,
But
just making sure because I'm definitely gonna need to come in. I was thinking I could do this at home, but I'm like, no, I can't do this at home.
yeah, and
right now, at least.
You can definitely come in. So I have dedicated, so if Wednesday's our work day, I will set aside, that this class period. I'll maybe work on my work while I'm waiting for you, but I'm happy to drop like whatever I'm doing and we'll get your project. If I need to do a live demo for you, I can do a live demo. I'm happy to help you figure out how to do this during those hours. And also on Thursday from 1 to 7, that is my in-person work day. So that's when I'm really like trying to hustle for my own classes. But like, once again, I'm here. I'm happy to help you out. And like, I'm here most of the time. So if you've got a question, unless I'm like deep in it, I'm happy to help you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And Addison asked if there were still clay. Yes. So I've still got, I think, maybe like 10 little packets of clay still on the shelf from people who haven't come and picked up. So if you need clay, I've got clay, I also, if anybody's having trouble getting tools, I have one set of tools that was donated by a past student for somebody to have. So if anybody wants to like claim that, it's a whole set. It's got a bucket, canvas, rolling pin.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For this, do we use the clay that we got from the rack on the basement or the red clay?
It is the same clay. So if you have your bags of Longhorn from Wortman's, you can use that. I just made a little extra in case they didn't get the clay in time so that we could do this project. And I mean, free clay it's money. Free clay is money because I don't know if you, so 10 pounds of clay sometimes equals out to about $10. So I'm giving you $10 free on my own dime. So, I would take it even if you don't want to, or even if you've already got the clay, just because okay. You never know when you're going to need a little extra. But it is the exact same clay that you are going to buy from Wortman's.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? Alrighty. I think the crickets have it. So, like I said, your sketches are due tonight. All you've got to do is like snap a picture of your sketchbook and upload it to Canvas with a couple sentences. So it doesn't have to be anything too fancy.
Do you want us to write the sentences in the sketchbook or just type them?
Just type them in that comment box. That way, if somebody's got like some rough handwriting or something, or like, because I have really terrible handwriting, so I usually, if I can type, I'm going to type. Yeah, just type in that little comment box so that way I know what you mean to say without having to interpret it. Alrighty, and I would love for everybody to get started on their project as soon as they feel comfortable. So like I said, the lab is open for whenever, and we're the only class down here. So if you are on campus, you can come down and work all day if you want. All right, well, you guys have a great evening. Shoot me any comments or questions. And I'll see you guys on Monday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.